The 2013 Euro 14 season was Chelsea Football Club's 100th competitive season, 24th consecutive season in the top flight of English football, 22nd consecutive season in the Premier League, and 108th year in existence as a football club. Chelsea participated in the UEFA Champions League this season, qualified directly for the group stage by virtue of finishing third in the 2012 Euro 13 Premier League, and reached the semi-final stage, being knocked out by Atletico Madrid. Chelsea came third in the Premier League for a second successive season, thus again qualified for the UEFA Champions League group stage. Chelsea ended their 2013-14 campaign without a trophy, a first since the 2010 November season. Their league performance, however, 82 points, was the best one since the 2009 October season. Month-by-month review, June. On June 3, Chelsea announced that former manager Jose Mourinho had been appointed as the new manager for the 2013 Euro 14 season. He signed a 4-year contract with the Blues, up to the end of the 2016 Euro 17 season. He was reunited with former squad members John Terry, Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, John Obi Mikel, Petr Cech, Enrique Lario and Michael Essien, whom he brought back from his loan spell at Real Madrid. Mourinho also brought 3 coaching staff members with him to Stamford Bridge in Rui Faria, Silvino Lauro, both of whom had worked at Chelsea under Mourinho's previous tenure, and Jose Moraes. Mourinho was officially announced to the media on June 10 and took charge of the team on July 1 for the pre-season. One of Mourinho's first games was against Barcelona rival Pep Guardiola as he managed 2012 Euro 13 UEFA Champions League winners Bayern Munich in the 2013 UEFA Super Cup at the Eden Arena in Prague. In Mourinho's first official interview back, he referred to himself as the happy one in regards to his appointment as the new Chelsea manager, having called himself the special one during his first tenure. On June 13, Chelsea and Bayer 04 Leverkusen reached an agreement for the transfer of Andrew Schwarzer, subject to the completion of legal documentation and related matters, including personal terms and passing a medical. Following the release of the 2013 Euro 14 Premier League fixtures, Mourinho's first match in charge since his return was at home against Hull City. Chelsea then faced a trip to Old Trafford for David Moyes' first home game as Manchester United manager. The Blues will finish their campaign away to Cardiff City. During his first spell in charge at Chelsea, Mourinho was unbeaten in 60 league home games. On June 21, the club announced a contract extension with Adidas that will see them supply the club kits until 2023. This deal means that Chelsea, along with Arsenal, hold the record for the biggest shirt deal in the history of the Barclays Premier League, valued at £300 million. Chelsea completed the signing of Andrew Schwarzer for a fee of around £18.75 million. Schwarzer became Mourinho's first signing since returning to the club, signing a 5-year deal. He is the first player to wear the number 14 shirt since Claudio Pizarro in 2007 Euro 08. Marco Marin left Chelsea to go on loan at Sevilla for the duration of the season, while Todd Kane and George Saville also went on season-long and half-season loans to Blackburn and Brentford, respectively. WHISL Thibaut Courtois will remain on loan at Atletico Madrid for at least another season. A number of players were released by the club. Yossi Benayoun, Florent Malauda, who joined Trabzonspor in Turkey, Ross Turnbull, who signed for Doncaster, and several youth prospects that failed to live up to expectation. Paulo Ferreira retired from football after several years at the club, and Jeffrey Bruma was sold to PSV Eindhoven for £2.5 million. July, Chelsea signed midfielder Marco van Ginkel from Dutch club Vitesse for an undisclosed fee, but a reported £8 million deal. The 20-year-old signed on a 5-year deal and was Chelsea's second signing of the summer. Van Ginkel won the 2012 Dutch Football Talent of the Year. Chelsea also announced the signing of former Fulham goalkeeper Mark Schwarzer, on a free transfer. After having 2 bids rejected for Norwich goalkeeper John Ruddy, Mourinho decided to sign Mark Schwarzer as backup for Petr Cech. Oriol Romeu left Chelsea to go on loan at Valencia CF for the whole season, and West Brom youngster Isaiah Brown was signed for around £250,000. Jose Mourinho won his first game back as Chelsea boss, overseeing a 1-0 friendly victory over the Singer All-Stars on July 17 in Chelsea's first leg of their Asian tour in Bangkok. A few days later, on July 21, Chelsea won the second leg of their Asian tour, with a 4-1 victory over a Malaysian 11 in Shah Alam. On July 23, Chelsea announced the signing of Christian Cuevas from O'Higgins. Chelsea rounded off their Asian tour with an 8-1 demolition of the BNI Indonesia All-Stars in Jakarta on July 25. A number of young players were sent on loan to gain first-team experience. Patrick van Aanholt and Gael Kakuta were both sent on loan to Vitesse for another season. Mage Delak was sent on a season loan with FK Vojvodina in Serbia, whilst Sam Walker and Daniel Papo were both loaned to Colchester for the first half of the season, and Patrick Bamford, Billy Clifford and Milan Lilkovic were sent on half-season loans to MK Dons, Yeovil and Walsall respectively, whilst Eden Hazard's younger brother Thorgan Hazard also saw his loan with Zortwarregem in Belgium renewed that season. On August 1, Chelsea announced that senior reserve goalkeeper Enrique Lario had signed a new one-year deal after his contract had expired in June. Another youngster was signed, teenage Croatian striker Stipe Perica. 18-year-old defender Nathan, also known as Copyright, signed a new 5-year contract with Chelsea. He made 6 appearances for the Blues last season. Chelsea recorded a comfortable 2-0 victory over Inter Milan in Round 1 of prestige exhibition tournament the International Champions Cup on August 1 in Indianapolis. Chelsea registered another win in their Round 2 fixture 3 days later on August 4, once again a comfortable 2-0 victory, this time over Inter Milan's crosstown rivals AC Milan in New York City. On August 7, Chelsea lost their 100% pre-season record as they were defeated in the International Champions Cup final by Real Madrid, losing 3-1 in Miami. Chelsea won their final game of pre-season, a 2-1 victory over AS Roma in Washington, D.C. on August 10. This marked the end of a largely successful pre-season for Chelsea, registering wins over Italian top-flight opposition in Inter Milan, AC Milan and AS Roma, whilst comfortably defeating 3 Asian sides. Yet again, more youngsters were sent on loan, and in keeping with Chelsea's special relationship with Vitesse, newly signed Chilean youngster Christian Cuevas and Lucas Piazon were sent on loan to the Dutch side, whilst Jean Pires will spend another season out on loan at 3rd Division Spanish outfit CD Leganes. Furthermore, promising young fullback Wallace was sent on loan to Inter Milan, and newly signed striker Stipe Perica was sent to NAC Breda. On August 18, Jose Mourinho won his first competitive game in charge of Chelsea with a 2-0 victory over Hull City. Despite Frank Lampard's early penalty miss, Oscar gave Chelsea the lead, poking the ball under the onrushing Alan McGregor after a sumptuous passing move. A superb 35-yard free kick from Frank Lampard sealed the win before the half-hour. The victory meant that Jose Mourinho's Chelsea were unbeaten at Stamford Bridge in 61 league games. Chelsea continued their strong home form under Mourinho with a narrow 2-1 win over Aston Villa on August 21. An own goal by Antonio Luna opened the scoring after Brad Guzan's save from an Eden Hazard shot bounded off of him and into the net. Villa then equalised through a quick-fire shot from Christian Bintek inside Petrs's near post, and after 73 minutes Branislav Ivanovic connected with Frank Lampard's free kick to head home the winner. On August 28 it was confirmed that Chelsea had signed Willian for a £30 million from Anzi Makhachkala. It was reported that Roman Abramovich used his Russian connections and called the Anzi owner to convince him to join, even though he had already completed a medical for Tottenham. In their final game before their UEFA Super Cup clash with Bayern Munich, Chelsea were held by Manchester United to a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford on August 26. Just before Chelsea were drawn in the 2013-14 UEFA Champions League group stage, they announced the signing of Samuel Eto'o from Anzi Makhachkala, in a deal thought to be around £2 million. Chelsea were drawn in Group E, where they faced Schalke 04, Basel and Steaua Bucure unregistered trademark T. Last season, Chelsea defeated Steaua Bucure unregistered trademark T and Basel on their way to the 2012 Euro-13 UEFA Europa League title. On August 30 Chelsea were beaten in the UEFA Super Cup by Bayern Munich on penalties at the Eden Arena in Prague. The match was a tense encounter, dominated by Bayern, but Chelsea were dangerous on the break. They opened the scoring through a fantastic strike from Fernando Torres, who was set up by Andreas Schwarzer, who had received the ball from Eden Hazard following a messy run. Bayern equalised through a sweetly struck shot by Frank Ribery inside Petr near post. With 5 minutes left, Ramirez was sent off for a second bookable offence, leaving Chelsea to face extra time with 10 men. Early in the first half of extra time, Hazard put Chelsea ahead after beating two Bayern defenders and wrong-footing Manuel Neuer. Chelsea managed to hold on until the final 5 seconds after spending much of extra time camped in their own 18-yard box, but Xavi Martinez broke their hearts, putting the ball past Sage after a deflection carried it into his path. During the penalty shootout, all the players on both sides scored their penalties up until Chelsea's final penalty taker Romelu Lukaku hit a tame penalty that was saved by Neuer, thus sealing the win for Bayern. Position at the end of September, Chelsea announced they signed Porto winger Christian Atsu for a reported £3.5 million. The 21-year-old was sent to Chelsea's partner club Vitus, who have been sent many young Chelsea players for development in recent years, on a season-long loan. On the final day of the transfer window, Victor Moses and Romelu Lukaku joined Merseyside clubs Liverpool and Everton respectively on season-long loans, whilst Alcides de Villa was sent to Cordoba CF later in the month. Young English players Nathaniel Chalobah and Josh Maciatron were sent on loan to Nottingham Forest and Watford respectively until the turn of the year. On September 14, Mourinho suffered the first defeat of his second coming as Chelsea were defeated 1-0 by Everton through a Stephen Naismith header in first half stoppage time, after an impressive defensive display by the Merseyside club at Goodison Park 4 days later. Chelsea suffered a shock defeat by Basel in their opening group game in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea opened the scoring just before the interval through a tidy finish by Oscar from 8 yards out, however two quick-fire goals for Basel in the last 15 minutes from Mohamed Salah and Marco Stroh condemned Chelsea to their first ever loss in an opening group game of the Champions League. Chelsea won their following fixture in the Premier League on September 21 after a 4-game winless streak and 2-game losing streak in all competitions against Fulham. The 2-0 victory was secured by two close-range finishes by Oscar and John Obi Mikel respectively, the latter being a staggering surprise as Mikel had not scored for Chelsea since 2007 and became the source of many jokes between Chelsea fans. After two well-worked goals from Fernando Torres and Ramirez, Chelsea comfortably defeated Swindon in their League Cup third-round tie on September 24 to set up a trip to the Emirates to face local rivals Arsenal 4 days later. Chelsea faced another local rival in Tottenham. The game ended all square with Tottenham going in front through a Galfi Sigurd de Grieson goal in the 19th minute, and the Chelsea equaliser coming from a Juan Mata set-piece which was headed in by Chelsea captain John Terry in the 65th. A controversial moment in this game involving Jan Vertonghen and Fernando Torres resulted in the latter being sent off for a second bookable offence for a perceived elbow into Vertonghen's face. Replays suggest there was little, if any, contact. Position at the end of October. On October 1, Chelsea convincingly defeated Steaua Bucure unregistered trademark T in Romania by 4-0 in their second Champions League group game. The rout was started with a tap-in from Ramirez, followed by a saved Samuel Eto'o shot rebounding off a defender's shin for a second. In the second half, Ramirez completed a brace with a strong shot into the near post after impressive wing play by Andreas Schwarzer, and Frank Lampard finished Steaua off with a trademark goal, a low shot from 18 yards skimming in off the base of the far post. Chelsea won their third game in a row by defeating Norwich 3-1 at Carrow Road on October 6. Chelsea went ahead in the 4th minute through an 18-yard strike from Oscar, however they were pulled back in the 68th minute by an Anthony Pilkington header before Eden Hazard scored the winner from a quick counter-attack. The win was sealed with a spectacular finish from Willian, scoring his first for Chelsea. Chelsea continued their fine form, beating Cardiff City 4-1 on October 19, their third consecutive win in all competitions. Cardiff opened the scoring through Jordan Much, capitalising on a David Luiz mistake. However, Chelsea dominated the game from there on in, with 2 goals from Eden Hazard, and high-quality finishes from Samuel Eto'o and Oscar that completed the rout. This victory preserved Chelsea's 100% home league record. 3 days later, Chelsea earned 3 valuable points after defeating Schalke 4-3-0 in their third Champions League group game, with Fernando Torres getting a brace and Eden Hazard scoring late on through an impressive solo effort. On October 27, Chelsea faced Manchester City, a highly important game for both sides looking to continue strong league forms. The match was a tense encounter in which Fernando Torres played superbly, netting a late winner following a defensive mix-up after setting up Andreas Schwarzer for Chelsea's first. Manchester City equalised through Sergio Aguero early in the second half, however they could not hold on for a point. A Chelsea containing 10 changes defeated Arsenal in the fourth round of the League Cup, with a goal in each half from Spaniards copyright Zaraz Piliqueta and Juan Mata. The following day the Blues were drawn to face either Southampton or Sunderland away in the next round. Chelsea completed the signing of promising 18-year-old midfielder Bertrand Traoré copyright on a 4.5-year contract. He had previously played for the Blues on the pre-season tour of Asia and scored against the Malaysia Zai and the Indonesia All-Stars. Position at the end of November, an underwhelming Chelsea display ended in defeat by Newcastle on November 2, with goals from Yoann Gouffran and Loic Remy. In a post-match interview, Mourinho expressed his bewilderment at the result. "I am angry, because I don't understand why after a fantastic run of matches, we lose this game." BBC MOTD. Chelsea continued their strong Champions League form by defeating Schalke 4-3-0 at Stamford Bridge on November 6 in their fourth group game with a brace from Samuel Eto'o and an acrobatic volley from Demba Ba, thus making it 3 consecutive wins without conceding a goal. 3 days later, Chelsea drew 2-2 with West Brom at home, a last-minute Eden Hazard penalty saving the point. On the 23rd November, Chelsea returned to winning ways following the international break with a 3-0 win against West Ham at Upton Park. A brace from Frank Lampard either side of a fine finish from Oscar sealed the win for the Blues and moved them up above Southampton to third. Chelsea again displayed inconsistent form by losing 1-0 to Basel on November 26, without registering a shot on target. Position at the end of December. Chelsea started December with a home win against Southampton, continuing their strong home form in the league. The Saints took a shock early lead, Jay Rodriguez finding the back of the net with only 13 seconds on the clock. The Blues came back to win through second-half goals from Terry, Cahill and a late goal from substitute Demba Ba. Chelsea's next match saw them defeat a spirited Sunderland side 4-3 in a thrilling, topsy-turvy encounter at the Stadium of Light. Yet again the Blues went behind but were able to fight back to get the win following a mercurial display by Eden Hazard, who scored a brace. After 3 wins on the trot, Chelsea went to the Britannia Stadium looking to close the gap on leaders Arsenal to 1 point. Having gone 1-0 up through a solo effort from Andreas Schwarzer, things seemed to be going well, but Stoke capitalised on a defensive error to go into the break 1-1. A Stephen Ireland goal put the hosts ahead, but not for long as Schwarzer scored his third of the season and second of the match, again from outside the area. A draw was looking likely when Liverpool loanee Oussama Assadi gave Stoke the 3 points with a curling strike from 20 yards to send Mourinho's men away empty-handed. Chelsea finished in first place in their Champions League group after beating Steaua Bucure unregistered trademark T at Stamford Bridge through a solitary Demba Ba goal. They were subsequently drawn to play Galatasaray in the first knockout round, meaning former legendary forward Didier Drogba will play Chelsea for the first time since leaving the club after the 2012 UEFA Champions League final. Chelsea edged past Crystal Palace 2-1 following a sublime Ramires strike, to move 2 points behind Arsenal after they lost 6-3 to Man City. Chelsea travelled to the Stadium of Light for the second time in a month to face Sunderland in the quarter-final of the League Cup. Despite leading for most of the second half through a scrambled Frank Lampard finish and barely being troubled by their opponent's attack, a late equaliser from former Chelsea man Fabio Borini pushed the game into extra time, where a 118th-minute winner from Ki Sung-yueng saw Chelsea dumped out of the Capital One Cup. On December 23, Chelsea faced a tough trip to Arsenal, yet they came through it unscathed, drawing 0-0. Peter Sage and the Chelsea defence kept their first clean sheet since the 3-0 victory over West Ham. On Boxing Day, an Eden Hazard goal granted Jose Mourinho's team a 1-0 win over Swansea. Chelsea's final game of 2013 ended in a superb victory over Liverpool. Despite going behind after 3 minutes, goals from Eden Hazard and Samuel Eto'o moved the Blues 4 points ahead of Liverpool and 2 points behind leaders Arsenal. Position at the end of January, Chelsea kicked off 2014 with an impressively comfortable 3-0 away victory against this season's surprise package Southampton. Southampton kept Chelsea at bay until midway through the second half when Mourinho made a double substitution, taking Schwarzer and Mata off for Willian and Oscar, whose deflected cross was tapped by Torres in the 60th minute, and later scored himself in the 82nd minute following a good strike by Willian. Unbeknownst to all, this would be Juan Mata's final Chelsea appearance, reacting angrily to his substitution in the 53rd minute following a mostly poor season, spending most of it on the bench. Over the course of 2.5 seasons, Mata made 135 appearances for Chelsea, scoring 33 goals and winning both the Champions League and the Europa League alongside the FA Cup following a highly successful spell at the club, winning the Chelsea Player of the Year award 2 seasons consecutively. Chelsea began their 2014 FA Cup campaign with a comfortable 2-0 win against second-tier side Derby County, managed by former England coach Steve McClaren. Victory came courtesy of a rare John Obi Mikel goal, scoring his second of the season despite not having scored since 2007 before his goal against Fulham in October, followed by an Oscar goal 20 minutes from time that sealed the win. On January 11, Chelsea won their 4th consecutive league game at the KC Stadium with a 2-0 win over Hull City with goals from Hazard and Torres. Chelsea made it 5 league wins on the trot with an impressive 3-1 home win against Manchester United on the 19th. A Samuel Eto'o hat-trick winning the day. Chelsea progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup with a 1-0 victory over Stoke City, the winner being a superb Oscar free kick in the first half. However, Chelsea failed to complete a perfect January as they drew 0-0 to relegation candidates West Ham United. Chelsea had 39 shots throughout the game and failed to score. This was the first time since the 2003-04 Premier League season that this has happened. On the final day of the January transfer window, Chelsea signed French youngster Kurt Zouma for a reported £12 million from Saint-Étienne. The defender was imminently loaned back to Saint-Étienne for the remainder of the season. Position at the end of February. Chelsea became the first Premier League team to defeat Manchester City and the first team to stop them scoring at the Etihad Stadium all season as a Branislav Ivanovic scored after 32 minutes. Manchester City had scored 42 goals in 11 games and hadn't failed to score at home since Birmingham held them to a 0-0 draw in November 2010. Etihad Stadium, while becoming the first team to do the double over City since Everton in the 2010 November season. The win moved Chelsea level on points with City, yet behind on goal difference as City have +41 and Chelsea only have +24. On February 8 Chelsea defeated Newcastle United at Stamford Bridge 3-0. Eden Hazard scored his first hat-trick for Chelsea, which also saw them go to the top of the table. Chelsea's good February form stuttered as they slipped up to a draw away to West Brom and being knocked out of the 2013-14 FA Cup to Manchester City. Yet Chelsea ended February on a high as a last-minute Frank Lampard free kick kept Chelsea top of the table. And Chelsea finished February in good form as they grabbed a 1-1 draw at 2013 Turkish champions Galatasaray. Fernando Torres gave Chelsea a vital away goal, before Alien Chedo goal pulled the Turkish club back into it. Position at the end of February, March. Chelsea started March by defeating West London rivals Fulham with 3-1 away at Craven Cottage. In the match, Andreas Schwarzer grabbed a second-half hat-trick to move Chelsea 4 points ahead of both second-placed Liverpool and third-placed Arsenal. 1 week later, Chelsea again triumphed in a London derby as they won against Tottenham Hotspur with 4-0 home at Stamford Bridge. First, Samuel Eto'o capitalised on a mistake from Jan Vertonghen before Jans Kabal fouled the Cameroonian and was subsequently sent off, giving away a penalty which Eden Hazard dispatched. Tottenham Hotspur played the last 30 minutes with 10 men, and in the last 5 minutes Demba Ba scored twice to triple his goal tally for the season. The win moved Chelsea 7 points ahead of second place, with the other teams behind having played fewer games. Chelsea's 14 Premier League unbeaten run came to an end at Aston Villa in controversial fashion. Willian was sent off after 2 debatable yellow cards, before Fabian Delph scored a superb winner for the Villains. However, Ramirez was sent off for a poor foul on Karim El Ahmadi, and Mourinho was subsequently sent to the stands for protesting Ramirez's red card. Despite the loss, Chelsea still remain 4 points ahead of nearest rivals Liverpool. 3 days later, Chelsea became the first English team to progress in the round of 16 2013-14 UEFA Champions League by defeating Galatasaray at Stamford Bridge. An early goal from Samuel Eto'o and a goal 2 minutes before half-time from Gary Cahill sent the Blues to the next round of the 2013 Euro 14 UEFA Champions League. Chelsea finished March in disappointment as they succumbed to defeat at Selhurst Park. John Terry scored an unfortunate own goal after 52 minutes as Chelsea lost top spot for the first time since the beginning of February. Position at the end of March, April. Chelsea began April in bad fashion as they lost 3-1 to PSG at the Parc des Princes, leaving their 2013-14 Champions League hopes in the balance. Ezekiel Lavezzi gave PSG the lead after 3 minutes before Eden Hazard equalised from the penalty spot. However, an own goal from David Luiz and a last-minute goal from Javier Pastor required Chelsea to score a minimum of 2 goals at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea moved back to the top of the table as they defeated Stoke at Stamford Bridge. Goals from Mohamed Salah, Frank Lampard and Willian gave the Blues all 3 points. Lampard's goal was his 250th of his career, having scored 210 for Chelsea, 39 for West Ham and 1 for Swansea. The second leg of the 2013-14 Champions League quarter-final ended in dramatic fashion as a last-minute goal from Demba Ba sent Chelsea through to the semi-finals at the expense of PSG. Eden Hazard limped off early and was replaced by Andreas Schwarzer, and he subsequently scored from a long throw after 32 minutes, before Demba Ba's late goal secured Jose Mourinho's unbeaten record in Champions League quarter-finals. Demba Ba scored his second goal in 2 games as Chelsea edged past 10 men Swansea 1-0 at the Liberty Stadium. Jose Mourinho's superb unbeaten home record fell apart on April 19 as Sunderland defeated the Blues 2-1. Despite Samuel Eto'o's early goal, goals from Connor Wickham and a penalty from Fabio Borini left Chelsea 5 points behind leaders Liverpool. Despite a successful 0-0 draw at the Vicente Caldera cubed end to Atletico Madrid, major injuries to goalkeeper Petr Cech and captain John Terry meant that Chelsea will finish the season without their captain and second vice-captain. Ramirez is given a 4-match suspension for violent conduct during the Sunderland defeat and will subsequently miss the remainder of the season as well as the first game of the 2014-15 Premier League season. Chelsea edged closer to Liverpool at the top of the table by defeating them 2-0 at Anfield. Demba Ba capitalised on a Steven Gerrard mistake to give the Blues the lead in first-half stoppage time before Fernando Torres broke away and set up Willian to send Chelsea 2 points behind Liverpool. The Blues crash out of the 2013-14 UEFA Champions League in the second leg of the semi-finals to Atletico Madrid 3-1. Fernando Torres gave Chelsea the lead before goals from Adrien Lacubde-Pez, Diego Costa and Arda Turan gave Mourinho a 6th defeat in 8 Champions League semi-finals. Position at the end of April, May, Chelsea all but lost the 2013-14 Premier League title as they drew 0-0 to Norwich City in their second-last game of the season, and last game at Stamford Bridge until the next Premier League season. Despite a disappointing campaign for the first team, the Chelsea youth team won the 2013 Euro 14 FA Youth Cup. A late Dominic Solanke brace helped the young Blues come from 3-2 down to defeat Fulham 7-6 on aggregate and secure their third title in 5 years. Despite a trophyless season, Chelsea defeated already relegated Cardiff 2-1 at the Cardiff City Stadium. Goals from Andreas Schwarzer and Fernando Torres helped the Blues come from behind to secure third place. Captain, John Terry, signs a new 1 year with Chelsea, securing his services till the end of the 2014-15 Premier League season. World Cup news: Chelsea left-back Ashley Cole retired from international football as he was subsequently left out of the England 2014 World Cup squad to Brazil. He played 107 times for his England national football team and played at 3 World Cups. Frank Lampard and Gary Cahill are selected by Roy Hodgson for the upcoming 2014 FIFA World Cup. While Christian Atsu called up for 26-man squad for Ghana and Cameroon, captain Samuel Eto'o was also called up. Quartet David Luiz, Oscar, Ramirez and Willian were selected for the Brazilian final 23 and midfielder Andreas Schwarzer was also selected for Germany. Chelsea are currently the most represented club team in the world with 18 players, 2 more than Bayern Munich and Manchester United. Position at the end of May: Club. Kit, supplier, Adidas/sponsor, Samsung. Kit information: the home kit featured very subtle blue pinstripes on the shirt and the socks featured more blue. The away kit was a simple reverse of the home kit, aside from the red trimmings. The third kit was just a pure all-black, and it didn't contain any spectacular details this season, in contrast to recent years. The new goalkeeper kit was launched, and it turned out to be mainly yellow with black sleeves. The dark green goalkeeper outfit and the white-maroon goalkeeper outfit were retained and worn in few matches. First team squad, updated on March 23, 2014. Source: Chelsea FC website, Premier League squad. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. HG1 equals association trained player, HG2 equals club trained player, U21 equals under 21 player. Source: 2013 Euro 14 Premier League squad, UEFA Champions League squad. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. B equals List B player, HG1 equals association trained player, HG2 equals club trained player. Source: 2013 Euro 14 UEFA Champions League squad, transfers and loans, in, summer, winter, out, summer, winter, loan out, summer, winter. Overall transfer activity, pre-season, friendlies, International Champions Cup. Competitions, last updated, May 11, 2014. Source: competitions, UEFA Super Cup. Premier League. League table. Results summary, last updated, May 11, 2014. Source: competitive matches, results by matchday, last updated, May 11, 2014. Source: Stat.com ground, A equals away. H equals home. Result: D equals draw. L equals lose. W equals win. P equals postponed. Matches: FA Cup, League Cup, UEFA Champions League. Group stage. Knockout phase. Round of 16, quarter-finals, semi-finals. Statistics, appearances, last updated on May 11. The list is sorted by shirt number when total appearances are equal. Goal scorers, this includes all competitive matches. The list is sorted by shirt number when total goals are equal. Last updated on May 11, clean sheets, last updated on May 11, 2013, summary, awards, player, team, LMA Performance of the Week, References